Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, headed out to one of my local thrift stores called Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings. They were having a sale on all their media. It was all 50% off, so of course, had to run out and get myself some titles on both DVD and one on Blu-ray. Paid only $1.50 for each of these. That was an amazing deal, so let's take a look at everything I got. The first thing I picked up was one Blu-ray, and that was Changeling. Now this here is a complete blind buy. I have heard of the movie, but I have no idea what this film is about. I'm assuming it has something to do with the 1980s Changeling. I'm assuming this is not a horror movie in any way whatsoever, but it is a Clint Eastwood film, and I love Clint Eastwood movies. Everyone I've seen thus far, I've absolutely loved, so for that reason alone, had to pick it up, and the fact that it was only $1.50 on Blu-ray was an amazing deal. Then I grabbed 18 DVDs, and the first one I picked up was Mulholland Drive. Another blind buy, but another title I have heard of. I know this one gets really good reviews online, and I believe maybe a few months or so ago, I actually came across this one in one of my bought and watch videos, and some of you told me I should have picked it up. So I definitely had to grab this one. Definitely look forward to checking it out, especially from what you guys have told me. The next title I grabbed was Donnie Brasco, which I do already have on VHS, so I am picking this one up to replace my VHS copy. However, I've never seen this movie in its entirety. I've only ever seen bits and pieces on cable, so now that I have it on DVD, I'm definitely going to check it out. The next title I grabbed was the special collector's edition of The War of the Worlds, which I do already have in a War of the Worlds and When Worlds Collide double feature set. However, that War of the Worlds disc is completely bare bones, no special features. This one here, loaded with bonus features, so for that reason alone, had to pick this one up, and I definitely can't wait to check out the commentary and all the great special features on this. Now, the next title here is probably, in my mind, the best buy of today, and that was Another 9.5 Weeks. This is one of those movies that I really thought I was going to have to order offline, and never in a million years I think I was going to come across this. It's more obscure. I don't see this title really anywhere ever. Obviously, it's the sequel to 9.5 Weeks, which I already have, so of course, as a completist, had to get the sequel, so very, very excited to come across this. For $1.50, this was an amazing, amazing find. Then I grabbed Living with Tigers, which is a Discovery Channel documentary, and as I've said a million times before, if it's got the Discovery Channel logo on it and it's a documentary, I'll be picking it up because these are always fantastic, and sadly you just don't see many documentaries on the Discovery Channel anymore, so when I come across these, I always get them. Then this is a title I've been thinking about checking out for a while now, and that is A Scanner Darkly. Now, like I said, I've been thinking about checking this one out for some time now. I do come across this one quite often. I always think about getting it, but always pass up on it. I've heard very mixed things about this movie. I've heard some really good and really positive things from some people, and I've also read some really, really negative reviews, so not quite sure what to think of this film, but I figure it's about time that I finally pick it up so I can finally check it out. Then I grabbed The 13th Floor, which was a complete blind buy. I've never even heard of this title, but it gets amazing reviews on Amazon. It just looked interesting. The synopsis sounded pretty good. Then, like I said, I looked up reviews on Amazon, got great and glowing reviews, so had to pick this one up, and I cannot wait to check it out. Then I grabbed Trapped, which I picked up simply just because of the great lineup. Charlize Theron, Courtney Love, Stuart Townsend, and Kevin Bacon. That sounds great. Plus, this one also gets great reviews online. This is also a blind buy, as I have no idea what this film is about. I have heard of it, though, so I definitely look forward to checking it out. Then this was absolutely great. For $1.50, this was an amazing find, and it was the Criterion Collection of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. For $1.50, this was definitely a steal. Now, I do already own this movie. It was actually one of the first DVDs that I ever bought way back in 2001 when I first started collecting. I have since upgraded my release to the Blu-ray release, so very happy to have it in high definition. But I also really want to pick up, more or less just for collecting purposes, and possibly special features. I'm not sure if the special features on here are the same as the Blu-ray release. My guess is probably not. But I really wanted to grab this one again, if for nothing less than for collecting purposes, because I love this film, love it on Criterion. It looks just fantastic, it has great artwork, so definitely had to get it, especially for only $1.50. Then I grabbed The Great Train Robbery, which I'm going to assume is a remake of the 1903 Great Train Robbery. I have no idea, but sounds like it probably is, so definitely looking forward to checking this one out, because I have seen the original Great Train Robbery. Saw that back in, I think it was in high school, so a very, very long time ago. But I did enjoy it, a great silent film, so if this is a remake, I definitely look forward to checking this out. Then the next titles I picked up were all war films. For whatever reason, I guess somebody donated a boatload of war DVDs, and I've really been getting into war films recently, so had to pick these up. And the first one was Pork Chop Hill. A blind buy, but a war movie, so had to grab it. Same thing goes for 633 Squadron. I have no idea. It's a blind buy, like I said, but another war movie that I definitely look forward to checking out. Then I grabbed The Seawolves, which has a great lineup, and people like Gregory Peck, Roger Moore. That sounds great, so definitely want to grab this, and I can't wait to check this one out. Then I grabbed a Foxworth Classic release with The Blue Max. Again, a blind buy, but it looks interesting, so I had to grab it. Now this I was really excited to get, and that is The Guns of Navarone, which I do have on CED, and I also have a Laserdisc. I do not have a more common release of this. So really wanted to get this one. Actually haven't got around to watching it yet. I know it's a classic, so now that I have it on DVD, I'm definitely going to sit down and either watch, I'm going to say my DVD, but probably maybe my Laserdisc. I love watching Laserdisc, so definitely going to watch at least one of them very soon. Because again, I hear this is a classic, I hear it's great, and I can't wait to check this out. Then I grabbed The Train starring Burt Lancaster. This looks fantastic. The synopsis on this one sounded really good. This is probably going to be one of the first war movies out of this collection here that I watch. Then I grabbed another Foxworth Classics with The Desert Rats. I have no idea, blind buy, but again, it looks really interesting. And the last DVD I picked up was Too Late the Hero starring Michael Caine. Love Michael Caine. I tend to pick up any movie he stars in, so definitely wanted to get this one. But it is also a blind buy, but it is also a war movie, so of course, had to pick it up as well. So that's it for what I bought today, so now on to what I watched. And today I checked out Tower Heist, which is certainly a movie I've been dying to check out. Really wanted to see this one actually when it was in theaters. And as you guys know, I don't really go to the theaters too often. Really only go when I get either discount or free tickets. I'm not a big fan of paying somewhere between $10 and $15 to see a movie once when I can pay $5 or under to own it for the rest of my life. But I was actually considered going to see this one, and for one reason, Eddie Murphy. As we all know, Eddie Murphy has been doing a ton of family-friendly kid movies over the past many years now, and it's kind of a shame. He hasn't really done anything too good as far as a great comedic role like he used to do in the, I guess, 80s and 90s. Any of those great roles like Axel from Beverly Hills Cop, you know, great roles like that. We just don't see him in those too often anymore, and that's a shame because that's classic Eddie Murphy. That's great classic Eddie, and that's the Eddie Murphy I think most of us enjoy. And I remember when this one came out, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was saying, yes, Eddie Murphy's back, he's playing a great comedic role, and everybody was ranting and raving about how great he was in this movie. And for that reason alone, I was really interested in seeing this, and like I said, contemplating going to the theaters and checking it out. And I gotta say, Eddie Murphy certainly was damn good in this movie. Very funny. In fact, there was plenty of laughs in this movie. I did laugh all throughout this film, but there was one time that actually had me cracking up to the point of tears coming out of my eyes, and it was an Eddie Murphy moment. It was when, I guess, not really spoilers here, but it was when Matthew Broderick pays Eddie Murphy's bail and gets him out of jail, and Eddie Murphy's kind of freaking out because Eddie doesn't know why he bailed him out, thinks something's going on, and he's, like I said, he's freaking out trying to figure out why this suit bailed him out of a jail, and all of a sudden Matthew Broderick, you know, gets to the point and tells him that he wants to rob something, and Eddie Murphy's like, oh, how much do you want to rob? And once Matthew Broderick tells him, Eddie Murphy just gets this crazy look on his face, and he's like, let's go get lunch. And it's just really funny. I'd recommend seeing this movie just for that scene alone. I was just cracking up laughing, and it just shows that Eddie Murphy still has it. He still has the comedic chops just to do great, fantastic comedic roles. And I really hope maybe this movie gets things rolling again. Maybe we'll see him in more great movies, playing great classic characters from like he did back in the 80s and back in the 90s. Instead of doing so many family-friendly movies. And I have nothing wrong with him in family-friendly movies. I do tend to like the movies he's in, but, you know, I wish he would do them alongside great comedic roles. I would love to see that. So, again, maybe we'll see him get back into the swing of things. I would absolutely love that. I know there was some talk about doing a Beverly Hills Cop 4 a while back, but I'm pretty sure that's not even on the table anymore. Last I heard Eddie Murphy said, just downright said no to it. He wanted nothing to do with it, which, I don't know, I guess that's good and all, but I'm not sure. It's kind of a shame, because I like all Beverly Hills Cop movies. All three of them are fantastic. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the third one. I'm actually a huge fan of the third one. For the longest time, it was my favorite. Not so much anymore. Now I feel they're good in order of how they go. I mean, one's obviously the best, second best, and third best. But regardless, I still think all three are just amazing, fantastic movies. And had they kept it classic, had they done a really good kind of late or early 90s, late 80s sort of feeling to a movie, you know, they could have done a really great Beverly Hills Cop 4. My guess is they probably would have modernized it a bit too much. It would have sucked. And I don't know if there was a script or not, but maybe it just wasn't a good script, and that's why Eddie Murphy said no to it. Not sure, but who knows? Maybe we'll see one someday, or just a great movie like that starring Eddie Murphy. Okay, so I'm kind of getting off track here, talking all about Eddie Murphy, but in all honesty, he was the star of this movie. I mean, he shares the spotlight with, I mean, a boatload of other characters here, which is sort of a shame because, you know, he's ready to shine, and he kind of gets held back a little bit because he has to share the spotlight with so many other people. But this here is a crime caper comedy, and usually in crime caper comedies, we do see a pretty big cast. So I can't be against it, because I do want to cast a movie like this. In a crime caper comedy, I do expect a pretty big cast. So I wasn't upset about that necessarily, but you have to really be paying attention to see Eddie Murphy completely shine, which again, he absolutely does. But the rest of the cast is fantastic. Everybody's really funny in it. Everybody does a brilliant, brilliant job. And again, it is a crime caper comedy. So if you are into crime caper comedies, you're going to want to check this one out. I mean, things like, you know, the Ocean's 11 movies, both the classic and the remakes. Geez, what else is there? Welcome to Collinwood, Bank Shot, I mean, movies like that. Just great crime caper comedies. If you're into movies like that, then this is certainly one to add to your collection. It's very funny, it's full of suspense, full of some drama, just a really great and fun story. You're going to get completely wrapped up in it, trying to figure out what's going on and what kind of I don't want to say the bad guy, but see, I can't say bad guy, I can't say villain, but kind of the guy you're supposed to not be, you know, a big fan of in the movie. You're kind of trying to figure out what's going on with him. You know, where has he hidden his money? Where is it? What's he doing? You know, what's up with this character? It's just all around brilliant. So I would highly, highly recommend checking this out. If you like comedies, if you like crime capers, if you just want to see Eddie Murphy back in classic Eddie Murphy form, then yeah, you're definitely gonna want to check this one out. It was brilliant. I would highly, highly recommend it. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely got some great titles from Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings, all for $1.50 a piece, so that was an amazing deal. And also watching Tower Heist. I know I went off on a little bit of an Eddie Murphy tangent there, but you know, rightfully so, because you know, as great as everybody was in the movie, again, an amazing cast, everybody was perfect in it. I mean, Matthew Broderick was fantastic, just a great, great cast, and it was a very funny movie, and everybody did a fantastic job. For me, it was Eddie Murphy that really shined through, because again, like I said, I just have not seen him in a role like this in a good long while, and if you're an Eddie Murphy fan, especially a classic Eddie Murphy fan, I recommend seeing this one just for him alone. But regardless, even if you're not a big Eddie Murphy fan, if you're just a comedy fan, if you're a fan of crime capers, it is certainly one to check out, because it was a fantastic, very funny, very well done, just a brilliant movie. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.